Teamsters to boycott a beer company that was engaging in anti-labor, anti-gay practices. Soon, truck drivers and LGBTQ people were working together, side by side, towards a common purpose. At that time, only Harvey Milk could have made such a thing possible. In the years that followed, Mr. Milk expanded his coalition to include senior citizens, young people, ethnic minorities, and more. There were practical reasons for this, of course. Mr. Milk was a politician, and he knew he needed votes wherever he could find them. But he also knew that when people from different backgrounds get to know each other, they discover how much they have in common. It's the most important lesson Harvey Milk taught us. We each have something that makes us different. And when one group is being held down, the rest of us have a responsibility to stand up and fight back. Everyone has a stake in equality. That's why Mr. Milk spent so much time urging LGBTQ people to come out of the closet. He knew that when more straight people knew more gay people, acceptance would prevail over prejudice, unity would triumph over division, and hope would conquer fear. And more than anything else, Harvey Milk gave people hope. That's one of the reasons he ran for office in the first place. By showing the world he wasn't afraid to be himself, he gave countless others the courage to take pride in who they are. And let's be clear, that was difficult back then. Those were dangerous times for the LGBTQ community. Even in places like San Francisco, gay people were subject to violence and harassment. No one understood this better than Harvey Milk. As one of the nation's first openly gay elected officials, he lived with the threat of death every day, yet he never let it deter him. In fact, a year before his assassination, he said, quote, "If a bullet should enter my brain, let that bullet destroy every closet door." Now, almost 40 years later, there are far fewer closet doors left in America. LGBTQ people teach our children, care for us when we're sick, help keep us safe, deliver our mail, and represent our interests on school boards, on city councils, in state houses, and in Congress. They're part of America's everyday life, and America is the better for it. I am very proud to dedicate this stamp here in Chicago tonight on behalf of Chicago Postmaster Anthony Vaughn and the entire Chicagoland Postal team. The stamp reflects the Postal Service's long commitment to civil rights. Harvey Milk joins other civil rights pioneers who've been honored with stamps, including Martin Luther King Jr., Susan B. Anthony, and Cesar Chavez. We know the stamp has been very popular since its release last month at a White House ceremony, and we encourage all of you tonight to share your experience from this event. Be sure to use #HarveyMilkStamp with any of the photos and comments about the ceremony, and please mention us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram as you share your thoughts, so we can share those thoughts with others as well. We also encourage those of you who came to celebrate the stamp to stay afterward for the Center on Halsted's Forum on Legal Issues Affecting the LGBTQ community. This is a very fluid and dynamic moment across the legislative front, and tonight's presenters will help clarify where things now stand. As for the Harvey Milk stamp, we at the Postal Service hope it will serve as a small but powerful reminder of the lessons Mr. Milk taught us, beginning with the idea that when you're not afraid to be yourself, you give others the courage to take pride in who they are. Let the stamp also remind us of the fundamental truth behind Mr. Milk's message, that everyone has a stake in equality. And let it do one more thing. Let this forever stamp inspire a new generation to keep continuing Harvey Milk's legacy, to keep working towards a world where prejudice gives way to acceptance, where division gives way to unity, and when fear gives way to hope. At this moment, I'd like to call John Umphlett, one of our customer service operation managers.
Good evening.
And again, I'd like to thank the Center for this opportunity. John, if you and Peter will do the honors of removing the cloak for the dedication in Chicago of the Harvey Milk stamp. Technical difficulties. It's a postal trick.
you. So without further ado, I'd also like to now... Is that selfie?
Yes. I get you. If I can get.
And Jane, would you like to join me as well?
Why not?
Sure, why not?
Everyone crosses over there, so like I think.
Without further ado, I'd also like to welcome Jane to the podium, who will introduce the rest of our program this evening.
Are you sure?
Yeah.